Thanks for tuning in to Melodies with Melody. For the first and last time ever, it is April 14th, 2023. Um, and today we have a couple of stories to cover, a couple of things to review, a couple of things to talk about. But we're just going to recap the weekend, okay? Because last Friday, the 7th, was Good Friday. So I wasn't here, I didn't do my show. So basically, what happened in that time from like April 1st to today, the 14th, 2 weeks, you guys, I took graduation pictures, which was really difficult. The wind was not cooperating here on campus, and like a quarter of the pictures came out like really bad with the wind just moving everything around in my hair and my stole and my graduation cap and everything. Ugh, it was a mess. What else happened? I went thrifting. I thrifted so much. Oh, but we'll talk about that in a little bit because I want to talk about Easter first. So, Easter happened. There was no flower eggs, unfortunately, just a bunch of confetti. I found like 4 out of 5 of the little plastic eggs with the money in it, the golden eggs, but some of them were silver. And so I got like $17 total, which is a lot. I kind of felt bad for the little kids that I was going up against, but I needed the money, whatever. And then I hosted it. I hosted the Easter party at my house and I made potato salad as per usual. I always make my potato salad, my grandma's recipe, and I tried out something new and I made peach cobbler because I don't know if you guys remember a couple weeks ago I went to Austin to this barbecue place and I had the best peach cobbler ever, and so I had been craving it ever since because that was my first time eating peach cobbler. I used to be very not fond of like warm fruit. I don't know, it was just disgusting. But my world has changed. I wanted to do something new, and so I made some homemade peach cobbler, and it was literally the easiest thing ever, you guys. If you want to impress someone like at a party or something, just you get like 2 cans of peaches with the syrup, you dump it in the pan, you get some cake mix, you sprinkle it all over, and then you put like a bunch of butter. And make sure you cover the whole thing with butter because if not, it's gonna come out of the oven and there's gonna be like some crusty, dusty spots. You don't want that. Make sure you cover the whole thing with butter. And it's so good. Easiest thing ever. And I'm really glad that I did that. But yeah, in other news, I've just been watching RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars season 4. I'm a little bit behind because I'm watching it on Hulu, and I know Hulu doesn't always upload the new seasons right away, and there's a couple seasons missing too. So it's kind of just a huge time jump for me, but it's still really entertaining, still really good. I haven't finished it. I'm not going to spoil anything, okay? There was some shockers, there was some, plot twist, but I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Maybe not yet. Maybe when I finish it, I'll come back and I'll tell you guys all about it. But yeah, it's a really great show. I love it. But anyways, back to my thrift haul. So I went to Salvation Army. I went to Thrift City, and like 2 Goodwills maybe, or maybe just one Goodwill. I don't know. I keep going to Goodwills. They're all the same to me. So basically, the haul. It was really good. I got 2 purses. Okay, one of them's like Fossil, which is like that watch brand, and it's genuine leather. It's like red leather. It's so nice. It fits my iPad in the purse so nicely. I love it. And then the other one's a Dooney and Burke purse, and it's like a little crescent shoulder bag, and it's so cute. I haven't used that one yet, but the Fossil purse, I love it. I've been using it lately, and it's a really great bag for such a good deal too. So these purses are like up in the hundreds, not really sure, maybe like 200, 300. And the Dooney and Burke purse was probably a lot back in its day. It looks like an early 2000s kind of bag. And I got them both for like less than $20. Great deal. Wonderful. Um, I also thrifted some LL Bean jeans, which is like this really good camping brand. They're pretty expensive, but it's because their stuff is made to last. And I'm actually wearing them right now. They're really comfortable. I love the way they fit. Perfect. I got a denim skirt, another denim skirt, you guys. I have like 5 of them. I need to get rid of some of them. But it's from Gap and it's so cute and it fits me way better than all my other skirts. So I think I need to go on Depop and make a little change for my clothes that I don't wear. And then, yeah, we also thrifted a bunch of DVDs. I'm gonna try to remember a couple of them off the top of my head. I got Marie Antoinette and this movie called Ghost World. It's pretty interesting. Those two, or actually, I haven't even seen Marie Antoinette, but I really want to. But it's not on like any of the streaming services, any of the streaming platforms, so it's perfect. And I'm so happy that I found that movie. There was also Natural Born Killers, Boondock Saints, Silent Hill, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I think it was like an anniversary thing because it has like two discs and it comes with like a tin, like kind of like a poster, but it's like metal, and it comes with like an envelope full of like pictures of like evidence from, I guess, Leatherface. So yeah, those are really good finds, really interesting. And yeah, what else did I do? I cut my bangs. I cut them a little bit too short, a little bit too uneven, a little too choppy for my liking, but it's okay. I feel like it's a rite of passage that every girl who has bangs must go through. So I'm just gonna own it, I'm gonna live it, and I'm gonna slay it. And coming up next is Linger by the Cranberries. Everyone, welcome back from the break. That was Linger by the Cranberries and Hey Lover by the Daughters of Eve. Two of my favorites forever. Um, Lately, there kind of has been like a meme going around about the song Linger. But let's start from the beginning. So the Cranberries, really, really famous in the 90s, right? Maybe even early 2000s. And now they're making a comeback with like the younger generations. And I'm really glad to see that because they're such a great band. And Linger has been one of my favorites for a while. And then one day I'm just scrolling on Instagram and I just see a bunch of like memes about the song Linger. Like, just like, I don't know, people are just putting like me when I let it linger, or like, do we have to let it linger tomorrow? Or I don't know. It's just really silly. It's really fun. And I'm really glad that this is like a harmless, like niche meme that I can relate to finally. And I'm glad that more people are starting to listen to this song too, because it's really great. Um, on the topic of memes, there's another meme that I've been seeing around lately. Kind of old, maybe a little dead already by this Friday. But last Friday, it was the most hilarious thing ever. It's John Pork. So this meme, it's just a picture of some guy and he has like a pig photoshopped, like a pig face photoshopped. And he's just a normal guy, he's just a normal dude. But it just looks silly, right? And so people are like making memes about John Pork. Oh, he's so cool. Oh, John Pork found dead. And I started calling my little brother John Pork just as a joke. And it's like his contact picture and his name. And I keep forgetting to change it back. So I'm sorry, Frankie. Maybe I'll get around to it eventually. But for now, you're just John Pork to me. Um, but yeah, in other news, I watched so many movies. It was pretty much like a lazy weekend besides thrifting. Um, I I don't know. I think the last movie that we left off with was Everything Everywhere All at Once. So I'm just gonna pull up my letterbox real quick, which is an app where you get to like rate films that you've seen, and you get to like write a little review too if you wanna. And so we're gonna start off with Blue Velvet. This film, it's from 1986. I think it's directed by David Lynch. Yes, it is directed by David Lynch. And this movie, it's a little bit on the inappropriate side, so don't watch it with your family, don't watch it with kids or whatever, but it is really interesting. It's kind of like a intense kind of thriller, kind of suave 80s movie. It's like, I think the name Blue Velvet really suits like the whole feel of the movie. Cinematography really cool, character development really cool. Um and I watched this April 6th, 2023. What I wrote was so cool, so mysterious. And I just want to warn you that my reviews on this app are not the most intellectual. I'm not going to write a whole story. I'm not going to write a whole essay, okay? This is just like my direct feelings right after watching this movie. And it has 0 likes because you can like people review. And then I watched Paul, the Alien movie, the one with like Seth Rogen and all them. Um, it was a really funny movie. I liked it. It was really cute. Paul is really cute. He's just a cute little alien guy. And I just wrote as a review, I put he because it's just, I thought he was cute, you know? And then, ugh, this guy, this one. So, April 7th, 2023, the next day, we watched Eraserhead, which is a black and white film, another David Lynch movie from 1977. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this might be one of his first ones. Um, it was it was interesting. It was truly okay. I wrote truly disturbing, only movie that's made me feel this way. And I'm right because I just had visceral reactions to what was happening on screen. There was okay, I don't mean for like any spoilers. I don't think this is a spoiler, but I was eating when I was watching this movie, and there's this scene where they cut into like a little tiny like whole rotisserie chicken, and it's like super small, and they cut into it, and there's just like goop pouring out of it, and it's so nasty, and it's really, really, really disturbing, and yeah, I really don't know what else to say about it. It's just, it's really nasty, but I think everyone should watch it like at least once. And it's kind of confusing and it'll leave you wondering, but I think that's like a reoccurring theme with David Lynch, so I've heard. I need to watch more of his movies. Next one that I watched was The Lighthouse from 2019. It's the one with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, and they're just two old guys. They're in a lighthouse. It's also another black and white movie. Um, I watched this on April 10th and I wrote Don't Mess with Seagulls. And that one got one like, you guys, really popular. And I did get a follower because of that. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that movie, Don't Mess with Seagulls. I really don't want to spoil it. It's a cool movie. It's interesting. Once again, I don't completely understand it. Would I watch it again? No, but I'm glad I did watch it once just for the experience. But yeah, so stay tuned. Right now, here's Eve's Tumor Kerosene. Hey everyone, welcome back from the break. I'm DJ Melody, and you are listening to Melodies with Melody. Today's April 14th, 2023, and the weather for today, it's pretty cloudy, pretty gloomy. It was supposed to rain earlier and it never did, so we still have those chances of rain from like 4 to like, I don't know, maybe the whole night, possibly. I find that some of these weather websites are like not the best sources, and I am not a meteorologist. I'm simply trying to get the word out. So maybe it's gonna rain, maybe it's not, but doesn't seem like there's gonna be any sun today. That's for sure. In other news, we have Coachella 2023 kicking off today. This is the first weekend. It's from the 14th to the 16th, and then the 21st to the 23rd next weekend. And we have artists like Blackpink, which is a K-pop group. There's Bad Bunny, Gorillaz, Bjork, Alex G. And also Frank Ocean is gonna perform, I think next weekend, because I think they said he was the closer, which is really cool. A lot of people have like high hopes for new music for him from him, but I don't know because he hasn't released an album since like, I don't know, maybe like 5, 6 years. And yeah, there was like something updated with his website, but then they're saying that it's just like one of his like friends, like it's not actually like his own music that's gonna be released. So yeah, I don't know. Don't get your hopes up too high if you are a Frank Ocean fan. Um, but yeah, also if you're a Frank Ocean fan, I'm so sorry for you. And in other news, there's a new show that I've been getting a lot of advertisements for, and I've seen a lot of people talk about on TikTok. It's called Jury Duty, and it seems it seems really really funny. So basically, the premise of this show is that everyone in this like courtroom is an actor or an actress except for one man who doesn't know that this is like a show, who doesn't know that all the people around him are like actors, and so the whole like scenario is fake, it's made up, everyone's in on it except for him, and it's really funny. It's kind of like a cruel kind of like experiment a little, or like joke, but it is really funny. I've seen some clips from it, and yeah, there's that one guy that played the prince. I think he played the prince in Enchanted. the real life one, because you know how it's like animated and then it goes into real life. I'm pretty sure he's the real life prince from Enchanted. And it's crazy how like he just doesn't recognize him. And there's like a couple of other familiar faces, but most of these actors are just like B list, C list, kind of like background, like you've seen them before, kind of, but you wouldn't know their name, you know? So it is really interesting. I really want to watch it. It's on a platform called Freevee, which I've never heard of before, but I think this is really good for them. This is really good publicity and business, and good for them. And I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna tell you guys what I think. Um, so yeah, and then in other news, a little bit of drama, a little bit of tea to start off this, or to talk about on this segment. Um, I don't know if you guys follow the RGV Reddit. It's it's like a subreddit on Reddit about the RGV, and it's really really entertaining. I love it. I love to go through it on my free time, and it's just kind of like, you know, those like Facebook pages about like RGV drama or RGV justice or whatever. It's kind of like that, except it's much more helpful, you know, and it's not just about like crime. So basically, it I was looking at it this weekend, and there was a bunch of people talking about like old places in the valley that used to be there that they remember from their childhood. And that's kind of what I've talked about. I think it was like the first show of the semester I talked about like liminal spaces in the valley, or like nostalgic places that I kind of miss from my childhood. And pretty much everyone just agreed, you know, the same thing about they talked about Gorilla George's, which turned into Zags, which is now like another college. Like I think it's like a nursing kind of thing. And then they talked about the Zone. Um, so yeah, and it was really cool because some of these people actually like have pictures to contribute and like videos, or like some they might have known someone who worked there. So that's really interesting. And then there's also just like posts where they're just asking for like drama on local businesses or something, or like, is anyone else fed up with the potholes on so and so road? And it's really interesting. I really like it, and I highly suggest that you join it, because there's also some like helpful information on there about like careers, and like what's the best place to live, what's the best like school district to go to. And so it's really interesting, and I love seeing people of the valley helping each other out and just getting together and discussing, you know, just whatever topic comes to mind. Um, so yeah, it wasn't really tea, but if you look hard enough, you might find it, but I'm not going to say anything. And speaking of tea, I tried matcha this weekend, which is, it's like a Japanese kind of tea, and it's supposed to be like healthier than coffee, but I don't really know if that's true because it has like the same amount of caffeine. And when you order it at Starbucks, I'm pretty sure they put like loads of sugar in it anyway. And so I don't know. I had just seen a bunch of people drinking it. I've never tried it before, and I was like, I want to try it, but how do I order it? Because what if I order it wrong and then I don't like it? So I have like some mutuals who are baristas who like make coffee. They serve coffee for a living. And so I asked them, like, how do you order or how do you make your matcha? And some people just, you know, it's just a matcha latte with like sweet cream or that foam on top. And there was also like lemonade with peach tea and matcha, and that sounds really good. I just was kind of scared of that because I wasn't familiar with the taste. So, like, what if that's kind of weird? Um, so I just went ahead with the regular old matcha latte with sweet cream, and it's really good. It's really earthy. I feel like the cream kind of like hid the taste for me, but I'm not complaining. I mean, I like all things sweet. And yeah, it was pretty good. Maybe I would get it again just for the aesthetic, just to look cool, cuz I feel like people who order matcha have like their whole lives together, so maybe I could like order it and pretend like I have my whole life together. I don't know. But stay tuned. Right now we're going to go to break. Here's I Want to Be Adored by the Stone Roses. Hey everyone, welcome back from the break. That was I Want to Be Adored by the Stone Roses. And pretty much this weekend we have like a couple of events. I know there's like two shows tonight. Let me pull up the list for you because I have a little list. So today there's like this vintage reopening thing. It's somewhere in McAllen on 23rd Street, and then there's a concert at the Dungeon. There's like an art walk thing going on at the McAllen Incubator, the art incubator, And yeah, and then tomorrow, Saturday, there's like a DJ set going on. Um, I think it's in like an alleyway. I'm not sure exactly where the venue is for that one. There's an event going on at Love Buzz, which is like this pink kind of like restaurant bar place. I went one time for like a Hello Kitty event. It was pretty it was pretty okay. I like the food. I got like a Hello Kitty sandwich and it was just a sandwich and they had like a Hello Kitty sandwich cutter. So it was like in the shape of her head. But it was cute. I liked it. And the building itself is like really really nice. It has like disco balls and it's like all pink and it has like a mirror ceiling and it's so cool. And I heard that they play really good music too, but I haven't been during the night, you know. There's also the Unique Thrift, which is like this huge warehouse, and they have a bunch of like vintage resellers and like vendors. And so basically, you just like bring a tote bag, and they have like a huge pile in the middle, and you go at it for like $5, I believe. Um, so yeah, and then on the 19th, Wednesday, there's this like super legendary punk band coming, Circle Jerks. I don't think I'm gonna go see them. I looked at the prices for the tickets, pretty expensive, but I'm sure it's worth it. I just kind of gotta save my money for right now because graduation's coming up, and I need to do my hair, and I have to do my nails, and I have to find new shoes, and I have to find a new dress, and oh, it's so much. But yeah, I'm supposed to be saving, but I actually just spent like a fourth of my paycheck today on this camera that I bought on a whim. It was an impulse buy. It's an Olympus camera, Olympus style 770 SW. Um, I did my research on the brand Olympus, but there wasn't much on this like specific make and model of the camera. But overall, I've heard that like their digital cameras are like the closest that you'll get to like a film kind of feel without actually using film. So that's very promising because I have such a hard time working with film cameras. I've tried, I've failed, and I am embarrassed to do it again because some of these developers in the valley will shame you, and they shamed me. I got shamed. Um, so yeah, I bought it on Etsy for like less than $80, like after tax and everything, which is a really, really good deal for a digital camera, by the way. And it's a rare kind of thing. They're highly sought after. And the lady said that it worked. The lady said she tested it. She provided like some example photos of what they look like. And so it's really promising. Looked at her reviews, really promising again. So I'll let you guys know because it's supposed to come in like next week. She's shipping out from Arizona. So it's supposed to come in next week, and I'll let you guys know if I got scammed for $80 or if it's a good buy. And I'll recommend you guys some of the cameras because she actually had like a really interesting inventory if you're interested. I love taking photos just as a hobby. I did have a huge like a professional digital camera from like the early 2000s, but it is giving out on me. Really sad. So I needed to buy a new one ASAP for the summer for graduation. I need to have memories, okay? And this iPhone quality is just not cutting it for me. What else? Just some things I've been obsessed with lately. The brand Coach. I really, really like their bags. I don't know, I hear like a lot of high end fashion people say like, oh, Coach is like for the working class, but I really do not care. I don't care who it's made for, who it's intended for. If you're calling me poor, like really subtly, I don't care. It's cute. Maybe higher fashion brands to try to make something like pretty, something interesting, something like classic and nice and wearable. But I'm going off on a tangent. Sorry about that. Also, just some reviews. Um, I recently bought this NYX concealer. I've heard about this concealer like on TikTok. Everyone's raving about it, ranting about it. I love it. It's called the Bare With Me Concealer Serum. It's very nice. It's very full coverage. I wasn't too sure about the shade range. It looked a little bit yellow, but it actually blended out really, really nicely on me. And so, yeah, overall, I really liked it. I wore it when I took my graduation pictures. Um, it held up all day. It was I took pictures like inside in the morning at like a professional place, and then I also took pictures outside here on campus when it was like super super windy, and it stayed all day. It did not budge. It covered all like my little blemishes. Um So yeah, I really liked it. And then another little review, I have the Sol de Janeiro, the Brazilian body mist. I'm not sure if that's like there's a bunch of words on the bottle. I don't know. It's complicated, but it has a huge number on it. It says 68 and it's a pink bottle and it's like a body mist perfume thing. And when I tried it in the store, it smelled so pretty. It smelled so sweet, like candy, and I love scents like that. But after like wearing it for a couple weeks, I've noticed that like when it starts to wear off, it leaves behind like a really peppery alcohol smell, like rubbing alcohol and like black ground pepper. Like I just like put it in a mixture, put it in a bowl, smushed it, and like rubbed it all over my body. And I hate that. I hate it. Like the sweet smell wears away so fast, and I don't know. Maybe it just gives me a headache. I really don't like it, and maybe I'll just finish it because it was like kind of expensive. I really don't like to spend that much on like cosmetics and like smells and stuff. But yeah, that's my overall review. And another thing I've been loving is the Lana Del Rey album that we reviewed last week. I went song by song and I told you all my feelings about everything on that album. And we're going to listen to Let the Light In again because it's such a good song. But I'll see you guys after the break. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to Melodies with Melody today. I really appreciate it. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's melodies.with.melody, like the name of the show, but like with periods in between each word. Just gotta explain that to avoid confusion. But yeah, so the semester is almost coming to an end, and before I go, when I graduate, I want to do another request episode. So I'm thinking next week I'll post and you guys can comment whichever songs that you want to hear and I'll play it for you guys on, I believe it's the 21st, Friday the 21st. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you tune in next week. Bye, guys.